All right, back again. Same as before. This is a session I played the other week. I think this is also the 4th of February. I think I played 2 sessions on that day. And this video is going to be it's about 33, 34 minutes long. And this one, I genuinely can't remember any of the hands. So the last session seemed to go okay. Sessions recently have gone all right. Had a pretty dodgy session today, but didn't actually record any of those today. That was after a very good session. I was up $20 for the day, 4 buy-ins, and then back down to just $8. So anyway, enough about that. Let's have a look at what goes on here. Raising it up with the fives, taking it down. As I say, I've written on most of the videos whether I've won or lost. This one I haven't. So most of them, before I sit down and watch it, I will actually know whether it was a winning or losing session. This one I don't remember. And ace-5 of diamonds raised on the button. Small blind shoves all in for half a stack. Not much we can do with that. Excuse me. I wonder if I raised the 7-5 of spades. No. Wonder if I would have done it if that folds me. It's the kind of hand I think I should be eliminating. Maybe just suited one gappers from the cutoff is not a raise, especially as low as 7-5. All right, ace queen of hearts. I've been thinking about potentially trying to do a highlights video as opposed to this format, just so that you can cut out a lot of the boring hands. It's just a lot of the boring hands is what kind of makes poker. If you show highlights, you're missing out, all sorts of the just fairly routine spots. Pretty easy call, I think, with ace queen of hearts. Don't even want to fall back, get it in, and certainly don't want to fold. And pretty easy, just call and hope for no more diamonds. When he checks here, I actually think we probably could bet this. I don't think we're going to get jammed on. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think we're not going to get jammed on that often because I don't think people are going to jam with just one diamond hands, and I don't think he has too many flushes. We almost certainly have more flushes than he does. So I think I could have would have liked to have seen a bet there because we can get called by if he has like king queen with just a diamond, he could call. Even if he has like jacks with a diamond, he could call. So maybe we missed out on a bit of value there. Jack of spades, raise gets we ISO this guy, get two callers. Oh, okay, we choose to check. I think you can go either way. I don't think check is horrible. Now I decide to bet. Okay, we go third pot. A little bit weird, a delayed c bet, and we do get there. So I'm not sure how much I like it. As long as I was prepared to bet the river if I missed. And here actually, I don't know if I like going big. I think I might prefer to go small, given that he'll have a lot of missed draws if we go small. We might get him to come back over the top, but then again, if we had a bluff, we wouldn't go small. We want to go the size. We want to go a consistent size. So maybe 2/3 there was fine. It's trying to keep the bet sizing somewhat consistent rather than just tailoring it for a specific hand. I think I know what I'm trying to say. That you can't just simply bet big when you've got it and smaller when you've got a bluff, assuming the people you're playing against are going to notice, which a lot of the time they probably aren't. Yeah, definite opening the cutoff, Jack 10 off. Yeah, Don't hate a fold there. Pretty borderline. Ace jack off. Definite open. And this is just a fold. Yeah. Okay. See, nine's in the small blind. I think once it folds around the button, if he opens, I'd like to see a three bet. Can be a tricky hand to play, but I do think here this is definitely a three bet. So this looks like what I do. I'd like to go to 12. Yeah. That's probably yeah, I mean, the best result is he calls, you flop a nine, but he never really bothers about taking it down pre, given that there are loads of crummy boards for nines. All right, pretty straightforward. Yen, open with the jacks. Don't mind a third, don't mind check. Fine. And now you have a definite bet. I do remember this hand, so I do know what he has. I still think when he checks here, this is probably a bet. I think half pot is fine. You can get called by, 5-4, 7-6. People just getting stubborn with like ace-3. Yes, sometimes you're going to value own yourself against a hand like king-5, but I still think that's a perfectly fine bet. So no problem with it. Okay, a couple of hands brewing. Nines on the button. Now, the hand here on the left, you see my cursor hovering there. I think I'm looking at his stats. He had very loose stats. So against a lot of players, this wouldn't be a shove under the gun against button, but against this particular player, I think this did make sense. He's only got 45 big blinds, so unless he has exactly aces, we're never going to be in disastrous shape. But he did have very loose stats, so ace queen stood to be ahead, and we take it down, which is nice. Yeah, jack seven of spades, open the button. King seven will be a fold. I don't mind a third. We've got no showdown value at all. One high card board. He's going to have so much stuff here that's just nothing, and he'll probably let go. And if he does check raises, as he does, we can just let it go. Yeah, fine. Not sure what I'm doing here. Maybe I'm trying to save face slightly, but don't really need to do that. Just get rid of it. So far, not the most thrilling session. I don't think we've hardly seen a turn at this point. So, yeah, one of those sessions that's a slow burner, maybe. A massive three bet there, and Jack 10 off is a fold. Certainly to an insanely big three bet. Okay, King Queen. I don't mind a fold, don't mind a squeeze. Go down the conservative route. Fine. Right now, I do remember this hand on the left-hand side. I don't I think this is a part of my game that I probably just need to get rid of. Three betting an under the gun razor with 4-3 of hearts. I just don't need to do this. Uh, I don't mind three betting a little bit looser here because people are quite tight, and as it happens, we do make a strong hand. But yeah, in general, I think this is probably pretty unwise. But on this occasion, it works. I do think that people play tighter than perhaps they ought to, so three betting wider is certainly a legitimate strategy. But three betting under the gun raises with four high, probably not something I need to be doing. So I'm not in love with that. Okay, definite three bet. Going to 8 or 9, both okay. Quick folderonis. And ace deuce, we're just going to give up. Sort of weird. The previous session, if this session were to end here, I think we're up $1.50 ish, which would be better than the previous session, or very similar. And yet, the quality of the cards in the previous session were miles better. It just shows you that just because you have good cards in session doesn't necessarily mean that those are your best sessions, because if you can get good cards and just simply run into better ones, sessions where you're just picking up a lot of small pots with nothing much, but your opponent also has nothing much, can be just as profitable. Certainly not as interesting to watch. I got to be honest. So far, this has not exactly been exhilarating, but this is going to be how lots of poker sessions are. All right. And just cool with the ace queen here against a cutoff raise. I guess because he's gone 3.4x, I've decided to just call, but I don't like this. I think again I should just be three betting. Don't see the reason to just call, and I hope I don't call here. Yeah, would have been a nice board, but I think a huge squeeze like that with people here too often it's just going to be ace king, kings, aces, queens, jacks. So ace queen just isn't doing very well. But we don't get to see. We have a couple of pretty easy plays here. We have could have three bet that, but don't hit a fold. Sevens is an easy call, and just get rid of it. I do know what they have here, but I won't spoil it for you. It's a bit unlucky for this guy with his jacks. I forgot. I remembered what they had. I forgot the river. I'm sure there must be a hand in this session right now. Here with ace queen, I'd like to see a four bet. Yeah, go on, get it in there. 19.8, absolutely fine. Let's get that four bet in there. Good old boy. Excuse me. think the deuces is just a fold. Ace 10, I think I'd like to see a check here. I don't want to start betting and getting raised, so just checking and calling is the play. Go either way on this card. I think check is fine, if as long as we're just going to check call. And just check and just hope we're good. Which we're not. Apparently the guy checked behind the second nut straight. So, yep, that's a bit odd. Calls pre with queen 9, makes a straight. I guess he was worried about a higher straight or a flush, but we did check to him 3 times, so I think he should be betting there. All right, the Cowboys on the button. We get any action with these? Yeah. Oh, yes. I remember this hand. I do remember this one. Whee! Yeah, you want to get 3-bet when you have kings. Guy inexplicably just blasts in an entire stack with ace 5 for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And we get done on the river. So frustrating one there, because the guy was essentially just giving us a stack. Unfortunately, the cards did not cooperate. It's slightly surprising, like when the cards go over there, at Kings v Ace 5 was like 68-32. It's amazing how much equity that Ace 5 suited has. Now, Ace 5 suited is a hand that sometimes you can 4-bet or 5-bet bluff all in. Um, I don't think you want 3-bet to basically 100 big blinds when a guy's open to 2.2. It worked out for him on that occasion, but I'm just unconvinced that that's a great play. King 10 diamonds, I think it would be okay to call with that sometimes. Perhaps I'm just being cautious, just licking my wounds. Decided to 3-bet the 10s, which I like. And we go to 6 through from, yeah, it's fine. Have an ace queen quite a lot in this session. Now he's only got, what's he got? 42 big blinds. We decide to go for the call. I guess we go for the call there because I don't want to 3-bet and just get it in. I guess that's, yeah, I don't know. I think that's fair enough. It's a bit tight, it's a bit wimpy, but if I had stats that said he was particularly tight, I don't think that's terrible. Okay. Raising it up with the ace 3 of hearts and getting a flop that's, yeah, not the one we were looking for. And I think defending here with Queen 8 of diamonds is going to be okay for this price. Yeah, I think calling here with ace deuce of hearts is okay. And I mean, it's a nice flop. But the problem with this hand is obviously you're playing it really for its flush and its straight potential. When you get three aces, yeah, it's nice. You're going to win most of the time. But if you get a lot of action, you're probably losing. Yeah. Three bet the ace jack. I actually don't hate. I don't hate a bet. I hate a check here. Don't particularly want to get check raised. So I think it's fine to check that back. And looks like we win with the ace deuce. Just a call here with the ace jack. No reason to raise, I don't believe. And we do get the absolute nuts on the river, which is always nice. Want to go with a big bet. I think pot is fine. Oh dear. I think we've got a bit greedy. I think we got a little bit greedy there. Hmm. And he plays the way he has. I think he's going to have plenty of similar. He's going to have plenty of like ace jack, king queen kind of hands. That's probably a little optimistic to think he's going to call something that big. Three betting the ace king. And as long as we don't, the ace king here, we can. I think actually a check. I quite like a check just to sort of give him a chance to bluff off. Like if we bet, we might knock out all of his nothing hands, but if we check, we give him a chance to blast off with those. So it looks like that's what I'm doing. I check again. And what's he got left? 12. Yeah, I think we. Yeah, I mean, I understand why I just call. Worried he's got queen. Doesn't not too likely he has a 9. I think we could probably stick the rest in. It's only 12 more big blinds, so he probably has more ace X than queen X. So may have missed out on 12 big blinds there. So only about 10 more minutes left of this session, which I have to say, if you're still watching, you're a trooper because this really hasn't been one of those sort of exciting sessions that you sometimes get. The last session was filled with plenty of interesting hands. This one a bit light on them. I think when I'm ISOing, yeah, 4.4. I mean, I'd rather probably just go to 4 rather than 3.4 or 4.4. Just put it to 4, get called. And I think we want to be checking this back. Or yeah, I think we can call this. Certainly with the king of diamonds, we can call this. We're definitely not going to fold. Just a one bet. I think he can have so much just random nonsense. Now if he bets again, okay, we're going to check and just take our free one. Ace king may well be good. I can't actually remember on this hand, um, but I don't see any reason to bet this. Ace king is going to be good at least some of the time. Yeah. And queen ten of clubs. I presume that we would just call with this hand. And I decide to, yeah, okay, I think I can decide to bet here. I think we can get him to fold. Lots of like raggy ace kind of hands. Am I going to bet here? We decide not to. Would he call with that? I'm not sure. But he's going to have a lot of jack X. I don't know. It's kind of borderline. Once people call very quickly on the turn, I don't blame me for giving up there. Yeah, 3-bet with the king jack of clubs against the min raise. And unfortunately, just going to have to throw it in the bin. Don't want to be calling pretty large 4-bets there with king jack. No, we decided to go for a check with the ace king. Usually just going to bet here, so we go for a slightly different play. I'm going to go for just a passive line on this occasion. Now I think we want to bet. We can get called by king x, ace x, and if we bet and we get raised, probably just have to fold. But yeah, I think this is fine. Okay. Oh, I'm going to write in the chat there what he had. Ace 7. King 10 off, I think, against a 2.4 here. There should be a defend, which we do. Raggy old flop. Certainly don't want to bet the king 10 now. He's going to have so much ace high when he checks back the flop. So 6 minutes, a little less to go. Come on, let's have one interesting hand. There must have been something in this session. Otherwise, people are going to use this as a video just to send them to sleep. The poker, my commentary, it's all just snooze-worthy at the moment. Come on. Okay. I'd like to see a bet. Yeah, a little bit on the larger side. Fine. Our opponent's not interested. And going to be 3-betting here. Yeah, 9.4. Fine sizing. I mean, so the hand of the session at the moment is just going to be that kings against ace 5 hand. It's got so little to compete with. Alrighty. We've got then a straight flush draw and top 2 pair. Okay, okay. So there is something going on. And I hope that we see a raise on the right. Yeah, that's fine. And a small bet on the left. And we hit a straight flush. Sweet. Yeah, want to bet on the right hand side. He's going to have plenty of ace X that he can call with. And I'll bet on the left. I don't think it gets called. Yep, I think that's a fine size. Going, what, roughly 2/3. If he had a better hand than ace jack, I think he would have at least thought of raising that turn. So we want to go, I think we can go larger than this. Okay. So in that hand there, I can remember that he had ace 7. So I think we did miss out value there. We both flopped 2 pair and Yeah, we got three streets, but I think the flop raise could have been a little bit larger. Turn sizing, I think, is okay. River sizing, I think we could go at least half pot. Because I do think if he had a better hand than ace jack, like ace queen or king 10 or a set of sevens, that would have taken longer on the turn. He just snap called. I think he would have taken more time with a better hand. So I think we missed out a few chips there. But it looks like the session is coming round a bit, so we must be close to even. Okay, so it looks like I've decided to sit out next big blind on both tables. So session will be coming to an end relatively soon, but not before we get in a quick 3-bet with the old jacks. And I quite like a small c-bet on this board. Something like a quarter pot I think is fine. Yep, I like that. Doing that with range I think is fine. And a quick fold. Nice. Okay. And let's see a bet here on the turn, obviously, when we turn triples. Okay, so the end of the session looks like roughly even. Not not a huge amount in it. So not the most exciting of sessions. A lot of kind of dead stuff there. The big hand was the kings against the ace five, kind of a nonsense spot really with the guy shoving all in pre-flop. If anybody's still watching, what's wrong with you? You should have stopped that video because it wasn't that interesting. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.